This is the most important thing I've added to my diet. You can eat all the salad that you want, count your calories, cut out all the junk food, and still feel tired all the time. That was me. I was doing everything I was supposed to and still felt flat, low energy, and just off. And no, this is not something that more caffeine or sleep can just fix. It turns out you can't just guess your way to nutrition, and you certainly can't fix your deficiencies with yet another energy drink or multivitamin. What finally made the difference for me was adding organ meats to my diet. I know, it sounds disgusting. There's a reason why traditional cultures have prized organ meats. Even today, the Hadza tribe in East Africa values organs over all other parts of the animal. And it's because they intuitively understand something that we have long forgotten. Liver, for instance, is one of the most nutrient-dense foods in the world. And unlike most multivitamins, these nutrients come in forms your body already knows how to use. But what's really remarkable is how liver and other organs have nutritional profiles which complement and balance the nutrients that are in meat, as if they were meant to be eaten together. The only problem is most people don't want to eat organs, and I didn't either. So I figured out a cheap and easy way to use them so you won't even notice that you're eating them. This is how I do it. These are what I call organ pucks, and they're how I seamlessly incorporate organ meats into every meal I eat. I'll show you how I make each type and help you decide which is right for you. First up, level 1. This puck is made from beef liver only. It's where I first started because it's the simplest organ to use and provides the most bang for your buck, nutritionally speaking. But more on that later. To turn this unwieldy block into something more manageable, I just leave it to sit on the counter from frozen for 10 to 30 minutes, depending on thickness. The aim is to have frozen liver slightly softened. The method I use is simple. No cutting, no removing connective tissue unless necessary. Just my hands and this humble cheese grater. Not the big side, the finer side. That's right, no meat grinder needed. I start by zeroing out a shallow bowl or plate. This will make sure I get an accurate read on how much liver I'm using in the cleanest way possible. Remove the bowl from the scale and get to shredding. As I go, I just occasionally tap the scale and keep it from turning off. And when one side gets too hard to grate, I just turn the block to where the heat from my hand has softened it. What I'm after is 15 grams of liver per puck. Since I'm making 6 pucks, that's 90 grams of liver in total. If pieces like this start to hang off, I just rotate or remove, and after a bit more grating, I test again. Close, but not quite. Now, at some point, you're bound to run into this stuff. It's generally a collection of bile ducts and connective tissue. It's edible, but it doesn't smell great and tastes even worse, so best to cut it out or work around it. Even still, I sometimes get a bit of it in the mix, but when that happens, I just use a technique that I will show you later to neutralize the taste and smell. Oh, and this stuff is not plastic. It's the glissins capsule, the fascia that protects the liver. It's edible but tends to not be great texturally. So I just peel it off when I get to it or work around it until I can't avoid it. 90 grams exactly. By the way, this is mostly just myoglobin and hemoglobin, not blood. Any leftover liver gets put into a freezer-safe plastic bag or glass container and returned to the freezer for another day. Making sure to wash up and wipe down thoroughly, I prepare for the next step. Sheet pan, parchment paper, and scale. Zero scale, and I just scoop 15-gram blobs onto the parchment paper. Now in the freezer, these go for 2 hours uncovered. After 2 hours, they're solid enough to seal in a freezer-safe bag or glass dish. These should be good for up to 3 months in the freezer or longer if they are properly vacuum sealed. The level 2 organ puck takes things a step further. Now we have the strong nutritional base of liver with an extra dose of energy-boosting compounds from beef heart. Only this time, the steps might be a little bit more involved depending on how processed your heart is when you get it. Don't worry, I'll show you how to handle either case. This gnarly looking thing is from a local farm. As you can see, not much processing has been done to it, but no problem, it's really not that complicated, just intimidating. After letting the heart thaw in the fridge for a day or two, I pull it out of its packaging and pat it dry to clean it up a bit. Just some basic heart anatomy here. These stringy bits are known as the chordae tendineae, the heartstrings, literally. These anchor the heart valves to the muscle. They are edible but tough, so I won't be eating them. And this stuff is epicardial fat. This elastic, plasticky stuff is the epicardium. Like with the liver, this is the fascial shrink wrap that helps protect the organ. Both can be smelly and together have a waxy, rubbery texture, and that's exactly why I'm removing it. First, I cut the heart into sections to make it easier. Then I start slicing off the fat in chunks, trying to conserve as much of the muscle as possible. You're right that I can remove more of the fat from these, I just know that this little won't make much of a difference. Seal in freezer bags, date, and store in the freezer until ready to use. This beef heart from US Wellness Meats is already at the point I got the other heart too, only a little freezer burnt. At this point, the process is the same as for the liver. Make sure it's slightly thawed. Heart is dense, so 4 hours in the fridge is closer to ideal. Same bowl or plate setup with the cheese grater and grate the heart. They call me a heart grater. Okay, it's bad. At some point, you might run into some fascia and heart strings, but you can just pull on them to get them out of the way. Again, I weigh as I go, aiming to have 25 grams per puck this time, totaling 75 grams. Close enough. Scrape what I can off the grater, removing any weird bits, and this is what grated beef heart looks like, a slightly denser ground beef. For the 3 level 2 pucks I'm making, I grated 45 grams of beef liver earlier, or 15 grams per puck, and am now adding the 75 grams of heart to it, mixed until combined and pasty. As with the level 1 pucks, it's the same process as before. A parchment lined baking sheet, tear the weight of the dish with the organ meat, scoop the stuff onto the pan, this time it's 40 grams per puck. I also leave an impression in the center so that they heat more evenly, and freeze for 2 hours. What makes level 3 the ultimate organ puck is the addition of beef kidney. It's the trickiest organ to prepare of the 3, but it provides even more nutrients that will help with your energy. More on that later. Now, I wouldn't blame you if you tried out the other 2 pucks but stayed clear of this one. Kidney is stinky, but it's mostly just these inner whitish parts that I won't be eating anyway. What I'm after is the renal cortex, these pinto bean colored blobs which look like tiny livers. I just split the kidney in half and slice around the white stinky stuff to free up the blobs. It's a combination of slicing and peeling that would be better with a sharpened knife. Here I'm making sure to remove as much of the white stuff as I can because, again, it's what stinks. Once all the junk is removed, I'm left with a bunch of globby blobs that I then chop up into what feels
like squid or octopus.
This next step is critical. I'm going to eliminate any stink or off taste this might have. Distilled white vinegar, about 1 part, and water, about 2 to 3 parts, though I added a bit too much here, and let it soak in the fridge for 10 to 20 minutes. This same process can be repeated to further improve the odor or taste as necessary. This works exceptionally well for liver too, but I usually don't feel the need. Squeeze and drain the now wet globby blobs, and mop up extra moisture with a few or more paper towels. A little parchment paper in a freezer-safe dish like this will help me to freeze the kidney into a block. Once frozen, I treat it like the block of liver. Soften it a bit on the counter and get to grating. Okay, I think I softened it a little too long. It's falling apart too much here. 75 grams is the goal. Good enough.
It's like Rocky Road.
Then I add all of that to the same amount of liver and heart as a level 2 mixture and combine. Scoop and shape onto a sheet pan and freeze for 2 hours. Once the pucks are frozen solid, add them to freezer safe bags. I've made it a habit to wrap my food in parchment before bagging it in order to help reduce microplastic exposure. Label, of course, and freeze until ready to use. So why these amounts and how does this actually help with energy? First off, liver is where your body gets the micronutrients that regulate metabolism. Vitamin A, copper, folate. Too little and things slow down. Too much and you can run into problems. That's why this is a small amount. 10 to 15 grams per day is a reasonable dose because it covers a large base of your nutritional needs while leaving room for other dietary sources of vitamin A and copper. This amount of liver is also the sweet spot for an ideal zinc to copper ratio, keeping copper in balance with the zinc most people already get from meat. This balance keeps both your energy systems and your immune system functioning optimally. Heart is basically ultra dense muscle meat. B vitamins, iron, coenzyme Q10 or CoQ10, these are directly involved in energy production. This supports the machinery that actually turns food into usable energy. 25 grams is enough to add a meaningful amount without it being overwhelming, but there's no real limit here. Kidney is one of the richest food sources of selenium, which supports thyroid function and antioxidant systems. This isn't a stimulant, it actually helps keep energy systems running smoothly over time. 25 grams gives you a majority of your selenium needs, again without being overwhelming. These organ pucks don't give you a jolt of energy, they give your body the raw materials it needs to make energy consistently. Most people aren't tired because they need more caffeine. They're tired because the systems that produce energy are under supported. That's why I go through the trouble of eating organ meats, and these organ pucks are like shots of energy supporting nutrition that I can add to any meal. Speaking of which, using them is simple. For every pound of meat you use 1 organ puck. Beef, pork, deer, or turkey are best, but use whatever you'd like. After I got the meat mostly cooked, I just toss in an organ puck, this is a level 2, and push it around until it melts right in. After 2 to 3 minutes on medium heat, the puck and the beef should be fully cooked. And as you can see, the puck just disappears. How does it taste?
The heart has like this chewier texture to it. Outside of that, the flavor is a bit meatier, almost more umami.
It's definitely different when you're not using any spices or sauces, but bad? Well, it took me a week or so to get used to it, and that was without soaking the organs in vinegar like I showed you earlier. As I said before, most people should start out with level 1. It's the simplest and already covers the majority of the energy supporting nutrients you need. It's also texturally the most incognito. Okay, but where do you buy liver and other organs? This was my first batch ever, and I got them from a local farm about an hour and a half away. There's a link below to an online farm locator that you can use to find a grass-fed cattle farm near you. That's how I found this one. Lately, I've been having organ meats and other high-quality grass-fed beef products shipped right to my door. Local is almost always cheaper, but if that's not possible where you live, check out US Wellness Meats, also linked below. They are my favorite national supplier. Wherever you get your organs from, note that grass-fed and organic are always best. And while kidneys don't store toxins, they do filter the blood, which means things like heavy metals can be present at higher levels depending on how the animal was raised. That's why I'm more selective with kidney than with other organs. In the end, these organ pucks are not energy drinks. They actually support the systems that produce energy. That's why they become the most important thing I've added to my diet.